Former President Trump is back in a Manhattan courtroom for week 3 of his civil fraud trial. Trump's former attorney, Michael Cohen, was supposed to testify today, but a health problem forced him to delay his testimony. Last month, the judge ruled the Trump Organization repeatedly committed fraud, and Trump misrepresented his own wealth by billions of dollars. The New York Attorney General is seeking $250 million in penalties. Trump denies all claims against him.
This is a witch hunt by a radical lunatic attorney general that shouldn't be allowed to be an attorney general. He's horrible.
CBS News investigative reporter Graham Cates was inside the courtroom, joins us now from outside the courthouse. Graham, the former president wasn't even required to be in court today, so talk to us about why his appearance and what he said before entering the courtroom is so significant.
Yeah, well, this is the fourth day in what has been a nearly 3-week-long trial so far, in which former President Trump has come to see the proceedings. When he was there for the first 2.5 days of the trial, he saw one of the key witnesses, his former outside accountant, detail how these things called statements of financial conditions are made. They're kind of key to this whole series of allegations alleging widespread fraud by Trump and his company. But today's a little different. He's witnessing testimony by witnesses who are kind of lower level, and he's experiencing what we've been experiencing, which is seeing these exchanges of emails, little cells on spreadsheets where the Attorney General is trying to document in very granular detail how numbers change over time in order to support their case of fraud. This is not kind of the exciting key witness testimony that he might have been expecting. He originally today was supposed to be his former attorney and fixer, Michael Cohen. Instead, we saw a Trump Organization accountant and then an outside real estate appraiser discussing really what looked like mundane emails that are part of what the Attorney General says was a years-long scheme to kind of property by property, square foot by square foot, juice the value of Trump's properties fraudulently, and therefore boost Trump's estimated wealth, and therefore get loans that were due to someone who had that kind of wealth.
Right. One of those witnesses testifying that Donald Trump wanted his net worth to increase every year, which, hey, don't we all? But you can't make numbers up. Talk to us more about Michael Cohen. This is his former lawyer, his former fixer. He is expected to testify at some point, but he's really become one of the most vocal former Trump staffers to now be anti-Trump. Talk to us about why his testimony is so crucial in this case.
Cohen is in some ways the legal arch nemesis of Trump. He's the key witness in both this case and a criminal case brought by the Manhattan DA alleging that Trump falsified business records. He's the main witness in both of those cases against Trump. He was supposed to start testifying today in this case. He is experiencing a health condition. He tells me he still intends to testify. He wants to testify in this case, but it's not happening this week. We don't know if Trump will be there for whatever he does testify. But for a long time, Cohen was kind of by Trump's side as his right-hand man in terms of his lawyers. And then in 2019, while Trump was president, things changed, and he's now the #1 person testifying against Trump in multiple cases.
Wow. And just talk to us about what is at stake for Donald Trump in this specific trial. You know, we know that just yesterday a judge had ordered a gag order as it relates to the January 6th trial in Washington, D.C., but how might what takes place in this trial affect his efforts on the campaign trail?
Sure, and just to note, there was also a gag order put in this case as well. There's been 2 this month because of things that Trump has said or posted about, in this case, court staff, and in that case, members of the prosecution team. Now, this case is seeking $250 million and what's kind of thought of as a clawback. That's ill-gotten gains that the Attorney General says Trump and his company made. And they're also seeking a raft of sanctions that would essentially severely limit their ability to do business in New York York. And you know who Trump is and what his brand is. Doing business based here in New York is very important to him. It's been his family's core going back half a century. So it's very important. And then in terms of the campaign trail, I mean, day after day, if you get Trump's campaign emails, if you watch his statements, these cases and this case this month are something that's always out there, whether it's marketing and seeking donations for his campaign or just the fodder for what he talks about while campaigning.
All fascinating to watch. Graham Cates walking us through it all. Thank you very much.